Sparrow acquired by Google. Fox joins the cloud. Facebook acquires Pulp creators. Man of Steel coming next year. And a quick iTunes tip. It's Monday, July 23rd, 2012, and this is iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and this is what's going on in the Apple world today. Good morning, and welcome to yet another edition of iWake. Before getting into the news of the day, I first just want to express my sorrow for those involved in the Colorado shootings last week. I do know someone that was affected by this tragedy. My prayers go out to them and all of those that were affected. I'm not going to rehash what happened except to say that please have them in your prayers this week. It was quite a tragedy. So with that, let's just get into the news of the day. First up in the news is Google's acquisition of Sparrow. Last week, Google bought out Sparrow and will be bringing their entire staff aboard the the Gmail team. According to the Sparrow's website, we're excited to announce that Sparrow has been acquired by Google! We care a lot about how people communicate, and we did our best to provide you with the most intuitive and pleasurable mailing experience. You hear that? Pleasurable. I love that. Now we're joining the Gmail team to accomplish a bigger vision, one that we think we can better achieve with Google. We'd like to extend a special thanks to all of our users who have supported us, advised us, given us priceless feedback, and allowed us to build a better mail application. While we're working on new things at Google, we will continue to make Sparrow available and provide support for our users. We had an amazing ride and can't thank you enough. Full speed ahead, Dom Lecca, CEO of Sparrow. Google issued a statement saying the Sparrow team has always put their users first by focusing on building a seamlessly simple and intuitive interface for their email client. We look forward to bringing them aboard the Gmail team, where they'll be working on new projects. The Verge notes that the Sparrow team was acquired for a little under $25 million, and there was no bidding war involved. So what does all of this mean to you, the user? Well, basically, the app is end of life. There will be no iPad version, there will be no Windows version, and there will be no new features for the iPhone or Mac version. Those $15 or so you spent investing in these apps are now pretty much wasted. The app is still usable, but without updates, I'm not sure why anyone would want to use these apps. The hope is that Google will implement the features of Sparrow into Gmail, but for those that use iCloud email, that doesn't really help you out too much. Sparrow is a shining example of why I like to stick with the official apps as much as possible, especially when it comes to services like Mail, Twitter, web browsing, and so on. So anyways, the apps are available if you want them, and no, the apps are not magically free now that Google has acquired them. Another big acquisition happened last week, that is of Acrylic Software. They announced that they have been acquired by Facebook, which is bringing on the Acrylic team for its expertise rather than its current products, which include RSS Reader Pulp for iPad and Mac and Secure Personal Database App Wallet for iOS and Mac. According to them, Facebook is an invaluable service that we all use daily, and a company I believe is one of the most innovative and important around today. After visiting late last year, I discovered that we shared many of the same core product design goals and principles, and it soon became obvious that it was a natural fit. Simply put, there's an opportunity at Facebook to have a big impact on many people's lives. More importantly, Facebook is full of extremely talented people who will be able to help realize its full potential in the years to come. Acrylic's apps are not included in this deal. However, the developer does plan to continue offering them in their current states. So yet again, a bunch of great apps that are now end-of-lifed. Sad news for its users. Happy news for them, I'm sure, with the payoff they got. Anyways, I'll be curious to see what Facebook does with this talent. One would hope the iOS apps get better with their talent aboard. Next is a story I've been wanting to report on for over a year. Last week, amongst the craziness of international iTunes in the cloud for movies rollout, Fox was added to the list of studios that support this incredible feature. Fox is a big studio that was holding out bringing its catalog to iTunes in the cloud because of some deal with HBO. I am rather excited that they've been added, and they hold the rights for some major motion pictures, such as the Alien franchise, as well as the X-Men series, which is on iTunes as a bundled discount, which is a really good deal. Before this happened, I refused to buy anything with the Fox name on it. I'm really happy this happened now if only Fox would sell their HD content rather than just the SD stuff. One win at a time, I guess. In other news is a big update to Evernote, the extension in Safari. The big change is that when you add a web page, it will automatically attempt to file your clipping into the tags and notebooks you've already set up. An example of this is, according to The Verge, is if you clip a recipe, Evernote might be able to guess that you'd like it in a cookbook notebook. And now if that notebook happens to be shared, it will actually work. Evernote will also attempt to automatically detect which portion of the page's content you're interested in. Lastly, Evernote inserts itself into your Google searches, adding a link to the top of the results page, pointing you back to your own account. Pretty cool stuff. You can get the extension over on Evernote's website. Next up is an update to Tweetbot for the Mac. The new alpha update notably includes support for OS X Mountain Lion's Notification Center, keyboard shortcuts, and the new build also, as expected with an alpha build, contains many performance improvements. The full list of changes is available over at through the show notes at iWakePodcast.com. Now let's close out the show with a few odd and end stories. First up is what appears to be the Nexus S. It's getting the Jelly Bean update for Android. I have one of these lying around and should probably power it up to see if it's available. Anyways, it's being pushed out now. Users should be able to update to the new OS fairly soon. Next up in the news is not rather news, but rather a tip. This one comes from imore.com and will let you tag songs or albums to be avoided when playing in shuffle mode. I'd also suspect this works when you shuffle fill an iPod shuffle, for instance. So to get this to work, you simply get info on a track, Command I on a track, and then go to the Options tab. And there's an option that states skip when shuffling. By clicking that, it will tag iTunes or the metadata in that song to skip when shuffling. This is a rather handy tip that I discovered just yesterday. Thanks again to imore.com for this tip. It should be noted that this does work with iTunes Match and your iOS music app. Next up today, I just want to mention that Christopher Nolan, the creator of the Batman Dark Knight trilogy, is at it again and is producing next year's Man of Steel movie. He's not directing, but he is producing it. The reboot of the Superman franchise, that is. The Man of Steel is what it's called. I mention all this because the new trailer is out for the film. This is its first trailer and is really a teaser showing the mood of what appears to be a very gritty, almost Batman Begins styled Superman movie. The music is taken from The Lord of the Rings, but I won't hold that against them since this movie is a year away. Anyways, a link to the trailer is available in the show notes, or you can simply go see The Dark Knight Rises as this trailer plays before the movie starts. Finally today, I just want to take some time to ask for a bombardment of iTunes reviews or updates to existing reviews. That rather cowardly person who sent me feedback last week has left a review that I'd like drowned out with true and honest reviews rather than some personal vendetta this guy has against me. So I'm asking for a bombardment of reviews in iTunes. Thanks to those that have sent in emails and comments in support of iWake after I discussed the feedback last week or the week before. What I'm asking for today is everyone listening or watching bombard iTunes, the iTunes listing for this podcast with the reviews. Let it be known that you enjoy what I do with my spare time for you guys and that I am not, as this guy puts, a waste of time. Anyways, simply search iWake on your iPhone, iPad, or iTunes within the iTunes Store app or whatever for iOS and leave a review. Bombarding this listing is what I'm asking for. Everyone send in a review. Let me know how much you like the show, etc. That's all I'm asking for today, and I'm curious just how many reviews we can get in a single day. The show currently has 48 ratings. Let's see if we can hit 100 by tomorrow. Anyways, I'm asking that we can just bombard iTunes Store reviews, get that new review down in the list, and show just how wrong this guy really is. Thanks in advance to those that do take the time to leave a review. and I really appreciate it. So that's what I'm asking for. Just bombard iTunes with reviews. And that's it. I think that's what's going on in the Apple world today. Join me tomorrow for another edition of iWake. Now, go bombard iTunes with reviews. Mahalo, and I'll talk to everyone again tomorrow. Have a great, great day.